I'm scratching my head to figure out what's next for AEW. I couldn't help but notice if you look at their ticketing site, AEWTIX.com, Eric, as of now, they don't have any buildings announced or on sale for January. The only things on sale for 2025 right now are Grand Slam Australia, which I believe is a stadium show, Suncorp Stadium. The rumor and innuendo is ticket sales are maybe not as robust as they would have hoped. All in Texas is being marketed, of course, for July 2025. And Forbidden Door has been announced for August 2025. But we don't know where TV is happening in January. And I've seen some speculation or heard some whispers from people in and around the business. Are they setting up a residency? Like, are they headed towards, do you think, perhaps an impact model where they're in a soundstage sort of deal? We saw them do this around All In last year, where they set up in Arlington, Texas at the esports arena. Do you think that's what 2025 looks like for AEW? More studio wrestling?
It's so hard to say, but if they don't have any buildings booked, that's kind of, I mean, it's the middle of November. For all intents and purposes, it's the end of November, business-wise. We're getting close. You got Thanksgiving in there. And here's what happens, in at least in my world, in what was my world in the entertainment business. People basically take a month off between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, they may still show up to work and they'll do the absolute minimum required, but most people are really not making too many big plans or decisions until after the holidays. It's frustrating, but it's just the way it is. But if they don't have a building booked, if they don't have tickets on sales, if they don't have marketing in place, if they're not doing any promotions in the local markets for January and February at this point, I'd suggest to me that they've already made the decision. They're probably going to be back at Daly's place or something like it. They can't keep going to big arenas. You know, they're going to these 10,000 seat arenas, 15,000 seat arenas, whatever they are, 8,000 seat arenas, and they're blocking them off because they can only put about 2,500 people at a live professional wrestling show, live on TBS, which is kind of, it's different. I get it. I've been there. It's painful, but you can't keep booking big buildings when you can't put anybody in them. Number one, it's economically not sustainable, but again, it doesn't matter with Tony Khan because money's not the issue. Fiscal performance is not anything Tony Khan has to worry about. But the quality of the show suffers as well. The perception with television viewers when they're sitting at home and they can hear guys, one person, not like 50 people chanting in unison, but they can hear comments from one guy back in the cheap seats. It's so quiet. There's just no energy. And when you're sitting at home and you're watching a match that isn't really too interesting to begin with, and you begin to question yourself as to why am I spending any time watching this? And then the crowd is dead, except for the one guy way in the back says, "Oh, go back to Roman," while Moxley's wrestling. You know, Moxley, Mr. Intensity. He's out there cutting a promo of his life or attempting to, and you got a heckler in the back that you can hear from 300 feet away, and it makes it to the microphone, and you can hear it. What does it tell you as a fan sitting at home? You're not watching anything that's worth your time, is what it tells you subconsciously, if not consciously. So, yeah, they're going to have to figure something out because doing what they're doing is clearly not working. And I don't think collectively, I don't think there is enough intellectual horsepower when it comes to how to produce a television show and how to build a brand. I think if you took all of the office staff in AEW and you combined their strengths, you wouldn't come up with one person who could figure out how to turn this company around. It's not going to turn around. It'll keep going until either TBS goes, okay, I know we had a deal. And by the way, we don't know if there's any outs in that deal. We don't know if there's thresholds in that deal. We don't know if there's pressure on Tony to maintain a certain level of audience, or perhaps that television agreement won't be a 3-year agreement, might not even be a 2-year agreement. If there are thresholds and performance thresholds, which there should be and usually are. But until Tony gets tired of blowing money, or until TBS goes, this is just not working for us, there's a better opportunity somewhere else, Tony's going to keep doing what he's doing because he's just entertaining himself and his group of little IWC fans that help him run his company, because that's what it is. All these people are internet wrestling people. That's all they are. They don't have any experience. They don't have any success. They don't have any footprint outside of being wrestling fans that follow Dave Meltzer on the internet. It's so sad. Such a wasted opportunity for everybody, for the industry as a whole, for wrestling fans who are obviously pretty disappointed. All you got to do is read some of the threads about the show. Forget about mine. Forget about my take. Just go read some of the other stuff. That's that goodwill coming back to bite AEW in the ass. And the question you really asked me early on, is there anything that they can do to turn it around? The answer is, I don't think so. There's no big talent that's going to come in and save the day. Every big talent they brought in from WWE shit the bed. Mercedes Moné, $5 million. She's got her own writer, making 7 figures. Are you kidding me?
Well, listen, we don't know all that's to be factual.
We don't. No, we don't.
I mean, do you
it's
think
rumor and innuendo, and I should have prefaced it by saying that. But it doesn't change the fact that she came in with all this hype, and she was a big star in WWE. There's no question about that. But she gets to AEW, they gave her the keys to the car, and she drove it right over a cliff. I don't know. You all right?
So I want to make sure you finished your monologue there. Goodness gracious.
SaveWithConrad.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Soto. I live near St. Louis, but I listen to a few of the podcasts. Real and JR, 83 Weeks, quite a bit. My wife and I had experienced some issues with credit card debt, and I had heard the testimonials of others refinancing and helping alleviate their credit card debt. And so I had looked into it, and that's how we started. I worked with Larry. He was very thorough and was able to explain the entire process for us and made it about as easy as it possibly could be. It was far more easier than I anticipated it to be, actually. With the credit cards and everything that we had, we were paying the minimum monthly payment every month and basically getting nowhere for, I don't know, probably the last 5 years. And after everything was all said and done, we completely paid off all the credit card debt, and we were saving, after paying those off, we were saving over $300 a month. Oh, I would highly recommend it to anyone that's looking to save some money, because it was a tremendous help. I've already told my other friends about it. I'm Sean Soto. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I have saved over $300 a month with SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender.
SaveWithConrad.com.